The most expensive number on a $90,000 Land Rover isn't on the window sticker. It's printed on a small certification label inside the driver's door frame, and most owners will never read it once. That label carries the gross vehicle weight rating, and when that rating crosses 6,000 pounds, the United States tax code stops seeing a luxury SUV and starts seeing a piece of business equipment. For the right buyer, that single line of small print can return roughly a third of the purchase price in the first year. The Land Rover Defender 130 wears that label. So do its rivals, and so do its own siblings, which is where the story the internet keeps sharing falls apart. By the end, you'll know exactly how the rule works in 2026, which of these machines deserves the money, and whether that buyer is you. Start with the number itself. A gross vehicle weight rating is not what the truck weighs. It's the maximum the manufacturer says it can ever weigh, with every passenger, a full tank, and all the cargo loaded in. The tax code uses that ceiling to draw a line at 6,000 pounds. Below the line, a vehicle is a passenger automobile, and passenger automobiles are capped. For the 2026 tax year, first-year depreciation on them tops out at $20,300, no matter how much the car cost. Above the line, the same tax code treats the vehicle like heavy equipment, the same rules that cover work vans and machinery. A business that uses it more than half the time for genuine work can expense up to $32,000 under Section 179. Then apply 100% bonus depreciation, fully restored for 2026, to everything left over. Put real numbers on it. A $90,000 SUV used entirely for business. $32,000 comes off first. Bonus depreciation sweeps up the remaining $58,000. The full $90,000 is deducted in year one. For an owner in the 35% bracket, that is $31,500 staying in the business instead of leaving in tax. That is how the heavy luxury SUV became corporate America's favorite loophole. But here is where the story everyone shares starts to wobble. On paper, the Defender 130 looks designed for exactly this job. If you know the Defender family, there are three. The Defender 90, the short two-door, the Defender 110, the one most people picture, and the Defender 130, the long one. Here is the detail almost everyone gets wrong. The 130 rides on the same 119-inch wheelbase as the 110. Land Rover stretched the body instead. 13.4 inches of extra rear overhang, grafted on for a genuine third row and up to 8 seats. Add the air suspension, the 48-volt mild hybrid hardware, and all that extra steel and glass, and the mild hybrid Defender 130 posts a gross vehicle weight rating of 7,450 pounds against a curb weight near 5,770. That is not just over the line. That is more than a quarter ton of margin. So the version of this story that travels the internet writes itself. The clever long Defender sneaks into the heavy equipment club, while the 90 and the 110 stay stranded on the wrong side of 6,000 pounds. It is a beautiful story. There is just one problem. It isn't true. Check the labels. Land Rover's own retail network publishes the ratings, and every current Defender sold in America, the 90, the 110, and the 130, carries a gross vehicle weight rating above 6,000 pounds. So do the full-size Range Rover, the Range Rover Sport, and the Discovery. The short two-door Defender 90 that the internet loves to park on the wrong side of the line? Over it. That changes everything you just heard. The 13.4-inch stretch is real. The weight is real. But the Defender 130 was never the family's secret key to the tax code, because the whole showroom qualifies. Once you see that, the decision flips. If the write-off works the same on half the luxury SUV market, it cannot be the reason to choose this one. The tax code goes back to being what it always was, the discount. The real question is the machine. So walk the club with 2026 prices in hand, because membership costs less than the legend suggests. A Lexus GX 550 clears the line from around $68,000, the quiet, unglamorous way in, with Toyota engineering underneath and a reputation for simply starting every morning. The Defender 130S opens at $74,850, the least expensive three-row seat on Land Rover's side of the room. The Range Rover Sport joins at $77,600. The Cadillac Escalade ESV, the club's aircraft carrier, starts at $94,100. The full-size Range Rover asks $113,300, and the Mercedes-Benz G550 holds the velvet rope at more than $150,000. Every one of them earns the same first-year treatment. So the honest comparison was never about the deduction. It is about what each machine costs to live with after it lands. And that is where the Defender 130's file gets complicated. The stretched body and third row make it the cheapest way to seat 8 people under a true luxury badge. But the same air suspension and 48-volt electrical system that help push it over the weight line carry a repair reputation Land Rover has spent years trying to outrun. On this truck, the tax savings are not a windfall. They are the insurance policy. So who should actually buy which? Here is the verdict, buyer by buyer. If the vehicle is a working tool first, real mileage, client visits, airport runs, 7 passengers with luggage, the Escalade ESV is the rational pick. It is the biggest cabin in the club, built on a formula General Motors has refined for decades, with a dealer network that can fix it almost anywhere in America. If the vehicle is marketing, if clients judge the business by what parks outside, then the badge does real work. And the money argument grows with the price, because the same first-year treatment applies to a $150,000 G-Wagon as to a $70,000 Lexus. For that buyer, the Mercedes-Benz G550 and the full-size Range Rover are not indulgences. They are billboards. The tax code helps finance. And if the goal is the write-off, plus genuine utility without the theater, it comes down to 2 machines. The Lexus GX for the owner who would rather brag about uptime than image. The Defender 130 for the owner who wants the space, wants the badge, accepts the risk, and keeps a warranty on it. That is the honest case for the 130, not the Loophole, not the Legend. The cheapest full 3-row ticket into the club's luxury wing, for the one buyer who walks in with clear eyes. For everyone else, it is the romantic answer, not the rational one. Now the fine print, because this only works inside the lines. The vehicle must be used more than half the time for genuine business, and the burden of proof is a mileage log. Every trip, date, distance, and purpose. The deduction is prorated to the business use percentage, so a truck used 70% for work earns 70% of the math. Sell too early, and depreciation recapture clause part of the benefit back as income. This strategy rewards owners who buy and hold, and it punishes owners who flip. And a company truck that spends its weekends at the lake wearing a business badge is not a strategy. It is an audit finding. One more thing, and it matters. Everything in this video is education, not tax advice. These numbers are current for the 2026 tax year, and tax law moves. Before any of this touches a purchase order, run your exact scenario past a certified public accountant who can see your whole picture. Here is what should stay with you. The most important number in this story was never horsepower or price. It was a weight rating printed where nobody looks. But the buyers who truly understand this rule do not read that label on one long Defender. They read it on every door in the showroom, and then they choose the machine, not the Loophole. So here is the question for the comments. Same deduction on all of them. Defender 130, Escalade ESV, Lexus GX, or the G-Wagon. Which one takes your money? If this changed how you'll look at the next luxury SUV outside an office, subscribe and tell me which vehicle you want broken down next.